You got to be friends with Jason and Donny because they know everybody. You want your reputation ruined. They just make one phone call and it's all done.
Does your business need a little extra attention?
Do you want to grow your impact and your bottom line?
Do you want to be heard?
Well, let out a roar and contact Gary Schneeberger of Roar.
The Roar team has over 30 years of experience creating effective and strong content that will help you reach your goals with boldness, engagement, and inspiration.
Want to learn more? Visit weroar.la.
Hey, Jason, you thirsty?
Hell yeah.
Well, get on down to Lucci's Grandview, 6929 39th Avenue, and grab yourself a cold drink and some great conversation.
This family-owned bar will serve you up some great memories.
Follow them on Facebook for their great upcoming specials and events.
That's Lucci's Grandview, 6929 39th Avenue.
Welcome back to Ktown Connects, and we got a great guest with us today.
Wait, welcome back. That's your intro?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Welcome back to Ktown Connects, and we got a great guest with us today, and that is Jason Rimkus. He is the media coordinator for the nonprofit Kenosha Community Media. Jason, it's nice to see you today.
Nice to see you guys.
I don't know. He just told me to hit the button there. That's
Sorry, Jason, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I stole your intro from your show. Just talking.
Hey, there you go.
I figured bring it full circle, right?
I like that. I like that.
I was supposed to hit the button right after he said
I had to call him up. I said, "Hey, when I say this intro, hit that button."
Hit that button.
All right. Well, welcome to the Ktown Connects podcast.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, I'm one of your hosts, Donny, and
Hi,
who am
Donny.
I here with?
Hey, Donny, I'm Jason.
Oh, Jason, it's a pleasure to be working with you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yes,
Nice to
a
meet
pleasure,
you.
a pleasure, a
How
pleasure.
we doing today?
We're doing great. I'm very excited for this episode.
Yeah? Why is that?
We got one of my favorite people, one of the biggest media celebrities in town.
Is it
Jason
because you're enjoying
Rimkus
some
is
public
here.
beers here? Is that why you're here?
Well, that as well.
What do you got there? What are you drinking?
Pina Colada Sour Ale from Public Craft Brewing Company.
Oh, located there in downtown Kenosha at
628 58th
Oh, there it
Street.
is. Yeah, you can find their whole menu there at publiccraftbrewing.com. I'm enjoying a strawberry spiked punch.
Wow, how was that one?
Oh, it's somebody's spiked the punch. That's what it's called. I can't read this cursive.
I
on
think
here.
Jason spiked it.
Yeah,
Wait, we got two
somebody
Jasons here. This is going to get confusing.
Who?
Wait,
What?
two Jasons. What? Who am I talking to here?
Where are we at, Donny?
We're here at Luigi's Pizza Kitchen, located at 7531 39th Avenue. Guess what? They're open for dine-in once again.
Wow.
Also carry out and delivery.
They're not open on Mondays, though. That's when we're here.
Tuesday through Sunday they're open. Give them a call at 262-694-6565.
And you can order the online at luigispizzakenosha.com. And you know what Donny always says?
Order those pizza pies.
Exactly, Donny. And special thanks to Dropping Daisies for that great theme song.
Hey, Jason Rimkus, I have to say your name because we have two Jasons here. What a great theme song, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
They did it just for us. They went in the studio. They said, Ktown Connects, they need a song.
Yeah. We
number-
might have asked them.
Well, yeah.
It's good to have powerful friends.
Right. You know, number one on the charts and number one in all of our hearts.
Indeed. So who are we talking to today, Donny?
We are here with Jason Rimkus of Kenosha Community Media. How are you?
Very good, Donny and Jason. Thank you so much for having me on
Yeah.
to talk.
So what's your are you the director there? What's the title there?
Official title is Media Coordinator.
Okay.
That sounds fancy. That sounds big bucks, baby.
I like it changed over the years. It went from community television coordinator to it ended up being media coordinator, and loving it. loving it. I do a lot of things, not only oversee the channel, but I'm out in the community either recording the events and coming back and editing them, and just the meetings prior to the events as well. So, but yes, the official title is Media Coordinator, Kenosha Community.
Well, and then you've been here doing this for a long time. I mean, old timers remember Jones Intercable back in the day.
Sure.
Jason Rimkus was there then.
Yeah,
so we'll get to that a little more. But yeah.
But you're not a day over 27, right, Jason?
You hit it. How do you figure that out, Donny? I don't know.
Well, we gotta dig back a little bit.
Yeah,
find out about little Jason.
Yeah, let's find out here. Let's go back in time. All right, Jason.
It goes back so far.
All right. So, were you born and raised in Kenosha?
I am born and raised in Kenosha. Loved it. You've been on our shows, and we talked about the old movie theaters, where it's like I loved going to the old Roosevelt Theater.
Was that your favorite theater in town?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's leading into why I got into Kenosha Community Media or public access and technology, just because I think there's I also, and I brought up, I have an appreciation for an art. I'm not an artist by any means, but movies have cinematography, music, acting, lighting. Now with special effects,
There's so many ways that just hooked you in.
There's so much in there, and I was just fascinated, by it all.
Yeah.
So, what side of town did you grow up on?
Near Roosevelt?
Yeah.
Right over there?
7726 29th Avenue.
Oh,
so
okay.
Used to be the convenience store on 75th and 29th.
Oh, okay.
So I go down 29th Avenue, and that's where it is. And just loved it.
It's currently the home of El Fuego Gyros.
Oh.
That gas station.
Oh, okay.
On 29th and 75th. There.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, they have great taco special on Tuesdays.
Yes.
$5, 5 tacos.
I'm sorry, are they a sponsor of the show?
They're not. That's how good they are.
Oh, all right. Or they could be a sponsor of the show. I like that.
So I'm just saying, they're good. They're good.
So, Southsider growing up then.
Yeah. In later years, I worked on the north side, but I love the south side too. So but the neighborhood theater was neat to go to as well. And I went to grade school, that was Grandview Elementary. And back in the days, you walked to school, with that type of thing. So it's had great. What was that one poster where they say you learn everything in such and such time period? That's again very true to this day too, and the people that you met and things that you learned along the ways. And
well, you're kind of close enough you can ride your bike over to Market Square too. I was
yeah.
saying, right?
Oh yeah. We were talking video game. If we get to talk about video games,
sure.
That was part of the childhood too, and again, things that just sort of fascinated me in the early days, and the creativity in those arcade games as well. So sure, rode my bike to Market Square, down to the convenience store, and to Roosevelt, and then to the school as well.
All right. So for junior high, you went to Lance Junior High School.
Yeah. If you
Lance
want to bring it up,
Junior High.
Lance Junior High, I don't know what episode it'll be on with Pete Johnson. I ran into here coming in.
That's our last week guest. According to
Okay,
for our
yeah,
listeners.
exactly. So I don't want to. But as far as again, great era, great teachers, staff, students, friends. As well, and
Wait, did you have Mr. Johnson at Lance or at Tremper or at both?
That's a good question. I believe both.
Okay, because we were asked about that because he went to one the other. I was like, well, you must have had some students that you had twice, and he's like, yeah.
He said he failed you both times.
Not that I recall, but he was. I'll tell you, I was on the swim team at Tremper, and he was, I think, the assistant coach. Yeah, because Mr. Burmeister was the head coach, and Johnson was the assistant coach, and a great time. But as you probably, I guess I'll say it. He's very strict on teaching, and as far as teaching in the swim team, which is good because you gotta learn. You gotta learn. You gotta get going on those. Whatever was 10 below water or whatever. Yeah, it was really freezing. And in the morning, you go in that whatever 7 a.m. It's like, get in there, and that's like, oh, there we go.
Did you do any other sports when you were in Lance or in Tremper?
Okay, good. So there was a great running club at Lance, and I got involved with that. Obviously, I'm not Husky for a football player, but I don't know if there was even. I know there was girls softball. I don't know if there was boys softball at the time, but definitely, which was good, is that back then it was junior high, not middle school, and it was 7, 8, and 9.
That's when I was as well. Yep.
Ninth grade, they did open it up where you could be on the swim team, JV or whatever, and that was great. I don't know if they do that now, but maybe I wouldn't have gone in 10th grade, but when I went in 9th grade, that's when I started meeting, and it helped that transition of going to high school, because I'm now in the school, and then that first day of 10th grade, it's like you see some people that you know, and it was a great learning experience. I'm glad I did that. I think it was, now that wasn't in the morning, I think it was in the afternoon for those 9th graders, but no, to answer your question, I guess just the running club, and then the whatever, this volleyball was at Lance, I remember, for, I don't want to say, the sporting program that you pick. And that was a lot of fun.
Now, here's a question for you, Jason. What kind of student were you? Troublemaker?
Sounds like he was a jock.
Troublemaker.
I'll tell you, I wasn't on it. How did they do it? There was honors, middle, and whatever.
Dumbass?
I would say I was just in that middle range.
Okay.
That middle range where it's like I wasn't an honor student. I was not a jock. I did end up getting my letter jacket in high school. But
how many times did you have detention?
I didn't have it.
Good boy.
How many pins did you have in your letter jacket?
How many pins?
Yeah.
I can't recall what I got them in, but I did get pins and medals.
You're a jock.
Jason.
Not like in Greece 2.
So, Jason, tell us about your first job.
I did work at the Sheridan Road McDonald's during high school.
Okay.
2 years. Worked the grill.
2 years, huh?
Yeah, with the grill, and then
Was it the same building, or they?
That's right. They demolished it.
Didn't they? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Same spot. Oh, it was like right next door, wasn't it? Kind of.
Right. Yeah.
I don't remember that. What year was this? They demolished the building?
Probably in the 90s or so.
Something like
they
that.
built a whole new building, like right next to it, kind of. And
that's another thing. Back, everything starts to be this housey look type of thing.
Yeah.
Back there was more playland type of with that. With
Well, you go to a McDonald's now, it's boring. Like,
Yeah,
why would anybody ever bring their kids there?
It's
or
that
anything?
character, like your 4-year-old.
Yeah,
It's like,
I would never bring them there. It's just too sanitized. It's sanitized.
But back in the day,
That
was
would be
like
the spot.
That would be. In fact, they did those birthday parties
Yep.
over there.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. So it's like.
a buddy of mine had his 17th birthday party at McDonald's just for fun.
Yeah, they're not taking that into consideration.
Nope.
I don't know what fast food restaurant does anymore. It's a shame because the people didn't stop having kids or anything like that. They didn't all grow up at the same time.
Well,
so.
do you think maybe like the 80s kind of catered more to the younger
Family.
crowd, like instead of the adults more? And I don't know.
Possibly. Let's say the Burger King was the king, and they got the crowns and all that stuff, and
they had that train in the
the
Burger
train.
King.
Yeah. That's another thing. We're moving on in the high school because sometimes, I would walk down that stretch to the Burger King, and a lot, during lunch hour, people would go there.
So you're a senior at Tremper.
Yes.
Did you go to prom?
Yes, I did.
Who'd you go to prom with?
I went.
The first name if you want. You don't do the last name. But.
No, well, okay. All right, I'll do first names. Okay, well.
First names? You went with more than one?
Oh, Jason!
See, now this is the area. Okay. All right, so Karen was the
lovely lady
the
of the
11th
night.
grade, but the 12th
Oh,
grade,
twice, okay,
I will
sure.
say the senior prom is that her first name was Shelley, and she did not actually go to Tremper.
Oh.
And she actually went to Lance.
Oh.
And I went to, and I think it was what was it back then, the SAT or the ACT? Well, one of those tests that you had from I missed it. Maybe I was on a swim meet. Something happened, and I had to do it in Racine and take it in there. And she was there.
Oh.
And I was talking it up with her, and somehow we did exchange phone numbers.
Nice.
And just nothing serious, no dating, no nothing. Just hey, it was great, because I didn't even know where she lived at the time.
Yeah,
so
he was talking on the phone and stuff,
that type of thing. And then when prom came around, not that I didn't have any motivation to go to the prom, or it just wasn't on my mind at that time.
Yeah.
And then it struck me. I don't know if I was watching Cheers at the living room or something, and I said, "I'll ask her to see if she wants to go."
Yeah.
And when I asked her, she didn't say yes.
Oh.
And then I was like, "Okay." And then
Never mind.
I hung up, and then I again had no interest in going to prom. And then the week before prom, I get the call.
Yes.
So that was a fun time. I definitely had a fun time.
Did you go to dinner before that, or anything?
Yes, at Hobnob.
Hobnob.
Exactly.
Hey. Yeah.
Right.
So you're done with Tremper. You're thinking about being a weather-man.
Well,
for a day.
yeah,
But
exactly.
then you go to Parkside.
Yes, I will say I didn't quite know exactly what I was going to do, but I'll tell you this much: is that I enjoy the Star Wars films. Okay,
Who doesn't?
With that, with the thing, and I was brought up during the age of special effects. Okay, so I definitely would like to do. I think I maybe worked at Industrial Light and Magic. Okay, that was one of those things I was just fascinated on special effects, on how things are done. This is pre-digital, so how things are done optically.
Right.
And so I picked up a Cinemagic magazine, and it was talked about to get into special effects, you want to get into chemistry and physics. So I took actually got heavily into those areas in Parkside. But at the same time, and here's where we'll lead into where you want to go, is that I was also doing public access. Trying to get as much in the area and learn about camera work.
You didn't do much public access in high school or anything, did you?
No. In fact, I think, Jones Intercable came in the mid-'80s, so I didn't, to maybe mid-'90s. Okay. But
you weren't in any AV club or anything?
Yeah,
like
AV
that?
club. So you probably know Sally Hedman from Lance. So took her AV class in Lance.
Okay.
So,
Well, I think with that, we'll take our first break, and we'll be back with more with Jason Rimkus of Kenosha Community Media.
okay.
Whether you're in the market for a new home or just want to sell the one you have, contact Shannyn Franklin of ReMax Newport Elite for all your real estate needs.
Shannyn will deliver outstanding and honest service to get you what you are looking for at the right price.
Shannyn knows Kenosha and is excited to help you on your real estate journey.
Call her at 262-960-5182 or click that link down in those show notes to learn more.
Frank Steiner, 508 58th Street, has been a Kenosha icon since 1926.
This classic establishment offers up sassy service with scrumptious breakfasts and lunches.
Try their signature garbage plate or check out and see what their specials are today.
You mean Kevin? He's special.
Yes, he is. And so is the food.
Stop in at Frank's, open 7 days a week in downtown Kenosha.
And we're back from that break.
Yay!
Who was that?
That was our soundbite, Jason.
Okay, I thought
That was
maybe
Angie
somebody
from
was-
Union Park Tavern.
Hey, all right.
Yay.
Which I'm sure you guys have been going quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, well, they are a great, fine sponsor of the show and great friends as well.
Yes, wonderful sponsors down there at Union Park
Yep.
Tavern.
Oh, God, I love Union Park Tavern.
But we're not talking about Union Park
No, we're
Tavern
talking about
today.
Jason Rimkus.
And Kenosha Community Media.
Jason, so you've been with Kenosha Community Media since 2005.
Correct.
Wow.
But it goes back before that.
Yeah, it really does.
Well, kind of before the break, I was doing public access, learning equipment, and then so Kenosha Community Media, so prior to that, it was a public access channel, and then this is before YouTube and all social media, is that nobody could really see local programming.
Correct.
Created local programming was on this public access channel, which was on the cable lineup, which was Jones Intercable, and then ended up being Warner Cable, Time Warner Cable, and Spectrum. So
What an
so
evolution.
yeah,
I mean, wow.
So who was Jones?
you know, It was.
Is that a local guy? Or?
No. It was out of. And if McLeod was listening, I think it's out in New Mexico or something.
Really?
The
Okay.
headquarters were.
It was that big, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was some kind of little area thing or not.
So I actually I was hired as a production assistant at Jones Intercable right before Warner Cable came in or bought them out.
How old were you then?
I would say in mid-20s, so 25,
Okay.
something like that. So that was great. I was able to get in production assistant, and then local news. They had what is called a first edition news. Again, another reason to have community media in here is because we have news stations between Milwaukee and Chicago, and they had a nice local news. Oh, and Channel 55, Jana Peterson days was WHKE TV 55. They had a local news station there. I worked there as well.
Oh, okay.
It was I did master control operations and great time there too as well. Great people, and then I got the job at Jones Intercable for the being a production assistant, and then after that, an opening came up for media or television community television coordinator. And because all those years I was constantly doing something, I was just consumed with that. I got hired. So. But 2 years before that, they were renegotiating the contract. So there may not have been a public access channel, because not every community has a public access channel or community channel, and they ended up negotiating to continue on. The only change is that it was now a nonprofit organization. So then I was.
Did you have to get a pay cut then?
No. No,
Good.
I did not.
So before that, it wasn't? Well, it was just like an affiliate of Jones Intercable then, right?
Yeah, okay. I was actually an employee, you're right, employee of Jones Intercable, or at the time, maybe for Time Warner Cable with that. And then instead of the board of direction, it was like a committee set up by the mayor.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's kind of how it works. So it was adjusted a little differently with that. So.
And what kind of, your production assistant then, what did that kind of entail?
Okay, so production assistant covering the county board meetings, running the cameras for, Larry, was it Larry Wright? Larry had a sports talk show, and there was someone else that had a sports show. And then...
Did you have a studio set up and everything?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there were two studios. Well, one for public access and the other one for what was called local origination. I'm going to throw out some names because you know them as well. There's Sue Stern, who was married to Bill Lawrence. I worked for her, and Jill Ianni, who's married to John Ianni, and Chris Blanchard, and Charlie Banks. They're great. Again, I think it was asked earlier, did I ever have I hated my job. I loved, and also the people that were working there as well. Sports games, and
was this when they were located over by Big Star?
Yes,
there?
Absolutely. A big operation.
Did that used to be a grocery store?
Yes.
I always thought it did, yeah.
And Mike Love, which was who sort of was in operations, great guy to talk. And again, I started to learn a lot too as well.
Yeah, you kind of soaked it all in.
It all in. I mean, just with the areas, and I loved it. And like I said, I never looked at the clock. Just
that's great.
Which was really.
Did you produce Kenosha today?
When I produced programming, so like the parade and everything, those are Kenosha Community Media projects. So individual programs like Dr. Destructions and
those are all produced by them.
Produced them by themselves. Again, very unique for Kenosha. So we're public access channel. So that's Kenosha Community Media, and then so then as we go on, it's like we have more platforms, not only the channel, but also the Roku channel, streaming on our website, YouTube, posting on videos as well.
So now Kenosha Community Media is kind of what's involved too. Is it still like a public access? Does it still have that same kind of like route, or is it evolved to something different?
No, it's pretty much the same as far as taking the video production workshops. So it was created, public access was also created for nonprofit organizations, meaning it costs a lot to create an actually commercial and to get it on the networks, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So at least this gave them the tools to create it. And then, or we have our electronic message board where they can post their bulletins on the air. So same situation. They come in, even up to today, they can come in, learn the basics of the workshop, of cameras, editing in studio, and then put it together or get a group of people.
So it truly is public access.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess
And
we don't say it so much anymore. It's just
But still
community media.
It's
but
still the same spirit,
concept.
though.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely,
okay.
absolutely.
So if someone really wanted to do this, they say, hey, I have this great idea for a talk show. I want to do something. What would be the first step? Would be to get in one of these workshops that you have?
Yes, I give an orientation just to talk about who we are, how it came to be, and then show the basics of camera work, basics of editing and studio. And some people may have that, have their own editing software at home, but they never got over that step of actually seeing what it does.
Yeah.
So I get that area of people where it's like they come and they want to just learn what is on our editing software. And some may have other different editing software. It's just at least if they use a basic, we teach on the iMovie, which is on usually on every Apple computer. And then from there, they can go to the advanced ones, either to Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere. And then, so those workshops as well.
And how much does this cost someone if they were wanting to do this?
Because we are in the public library, it's zero, and
That's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. So no cost for the workshop, no cost for the airtime. And again, we want that because then we're getting those areas, the Aging and Disability Resource Center, the Kenosha Job Center. We get, because if we can get, like with the Kenosha Job Center, somebody employed, and we were somewhat a part of that, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, awesome.
So then, this is just crazy. Tell me if I'm wrong on this. You guys will also rent out cameras and some of your equipment as well?
Absolutely.
So anybody can just film or
So it's
do
renting
whatever
out,
they
how
want?
much does that cost?
That's insane.
But I'll tell you, that's where I talk about creativity and talent. I'm at that stage where I love seeing what they do with it. It's just somehow it's, especially as today, maybe because now they have tools themselves and they can create things and they take our stuff and create it. It's just really neat. But yes, you can check out the camera equipment, and we want that quality too, with the audio, with connecting the microphones to it, to adding titles, the graphics, and things like that. You can now have a positive impact into the community.
Yep.
Your good friend Beth Derry from
yes.
11th Street Gallery. We covered, maybe if we're not creating something, we can actually go to these organizations and maybe interview them or cover an event, and they tell their people, they get on the air as well with that. And then people like yourselves, yes, you take the orientation, but if you do have your camera or if you're editing software and create them, that's totally fine. Just send me your final program, and we'll air it on our community channel and also streaming on our platform.
Now, how much does that cost?
Zero.
Wow. Well, Natalia, to go back and say, you said they can rent the equipment. They don't rent it, they borrow the equipment.
They borrow
the
the
equipment. But
Donny, you said the rent word.
You're right.
So.
You're right.
But that's where, and maybe I'll kind of zone in also with the Kenosha Public Library, which are a great partnership with them, because we're sort of on that same mission. The public library is sort of reinventing themselves by not only checking out books and DVDs, but also creating almost a community center.
Yep.
And that's what we've been doing, and we were able to have a partnership where we have they lent us their space, and we have the equipment and the training for the patrons to come and utilize. And it's a win-win situation. And then also over the years, one of the very first programs in public access back in the days was the public library, and they had the Magic Place, where sort of a librarian came in and did book reviews. And over the years, we did like a documentary on the Gilbert M. Simmons Library. We've done highlights of what programs they have to offer, and then as of today, we cover the big read events, and we've covered story times as well, and it's just a great partnership with that. So we've got two great missions that are bringing the community together.
Yeah,
Very
I like
cool,
that.
very cool.
That is really good.
So you say you take like public access people come in and make their own show. Do you have any content restrictions? Could someone just like do anything as long as it's like TV legal?
Back in the day, you get a few of those.
Like, could I have record my friend's death metal band play, like, and you're going to air it? Or are you going to say, no thanks?
I go to these conferences twice a year, and their by law is that I have to air it once. Okay. And then if there was a complaint about a program, I would the board or the committee would have to look at the channel whether to continue airing it per se. Okay. But because we have the orientation and because the people are on their volunteer time, it's like you're starting to see more of the organizations or people who are serious that want to. Yeah. Christina Rinaldi, she's a new volunteer as well, is creating some great stuff, and you can tell when they understand what we're doing, okay, and they get involved as well. So rarely do I get people where it's like they're show the grass grow or something like that.
Do you ever get any complaints about the Ktown Connects podcast that airs?
Never. Never. And we welcome, and it's just these are the programming content that we want, and just like the Kenosha Voices with the Kenosha History Center and all the other, we have again music shows.
The award-winning
Kenosha. Oh,
I can't forget that.
Some tells me there was a conversation.
All right, Jason, I have one more question. Even doing these public access shows for, admiring them for 25 years now, what is the craziest public access show you've seen come on your channel throughout the years? There's something that's just like so wacky. It's like, wow.
Thank you. Again, you're tapping into the. I had this a volunteer, Nick Kane. I don't remember what the show was, but it was great. It was. I think it was back with the Jackass days or whatever TV show. So that's where they went to, I think, Tremper parking lot and had one of their friends go on a grocery cart and went backwards. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. It was never repeated, but it was just one of those. And I guess it's the craziest thing.
Nice.
I want to bring up the show that you do, Just Talking. So how long has that been around?
Thank you for bringing it up. And I may be placing an ad as well, celebrating the 25th anniversary this year.
Wow, 25 years.
And the story that it goes, when we started it, it was not at all going to be a series or anything. I do those workshops, and I've done enough where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to keep looking over their shoulder, telling them what to do. I want them to do it on their own at that stage. So I went in front of the camera, which you'll notice I rarely go in front of the camera. So I go in the front of the camera. I brought a few of my friends who were past classmates or students or volunteers in the class, and we went in a semicircle, and I said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Well, we'll just talk. Okay, it's just they're going to do the rest." Well, we went even to the extreme to air it. And when I aired that first and second episode, people were calling in saying, what's the topic for next week?
Wow.
And I said, okay, let's try it again. And then we went and actually did this interactive part. I said, well, let's take this. I had one office phone. I brought it in. We had this small, chintzy pink table. We put it on. And I says, because again, I didn't know if I could talk for the full half hour. I says, if anybody wants to call, they can. And they were calling so much, it stalled the line. We were blocked because I picked it up and there was nothing there. And it was like, and people after the show said, we kept on calling and calling. I couldn't get through. And it was that, now eventually that kind of faded out because it was a little on the irritating side because then you didn't get the crank. Either they were calling too crank on me, and it's like I have a guest here and I'm trying to suck. And then after a while, the question, I got a little bit better at asking the questions, so I was starting to ask questions that they were wanting to ask. Yeah. So it kind of streamlined with that, and then eventually it was just more a talk show format per se. But it was a great start to it, and kept going because there's, as you guys see yourselves, there's always something that comes along, new business. That's great that you bring in local
always a story to tell.
There's always a story to tell, and we're never in competition with anything because the more programming content that we get in, the better it is. Yeah. And you can't cover everything, so it's great where you have other shows that are doing that as well.
Like our friend Jake Hoy says, loose lips sink ships.
Is that what he says?
No, he says rising tide lifts all ships.
There we go. There we go. So on your show, Just Talking, I want to know best guest and worst guest. Well, not worst guest, but it didn't go as planned. I mean, obviously, Ktown Connects guests were your number one, right? That was the best one.
Yeah, right, exactly, yeah, right.
He forgot we were even on the show.
You know, I knew that question was going to come on. Sometimes I get asked that a lot, and as far as because over the years and different areas, like we were talking celebrity guests, I always go with for the celebrity guests. The first one was Aileen Quinn back in the Annie days. She was the star of the '82 version.
Oh, Little Annie,
yeah.
Little Redhead.
So because that happened, that's when people were starting to tune in, or kind of upped it rather than just taking great calls per se. So that in the beginning with that, but boy, I tell you. Well, you know, when it went to the Zoom, when I was doing these Zoom interviews, which I did with you, also it started to. I kind of focused also more on the guests per se. But boy, I almost want to say I'll get back to you. All right,
We'll put it in the show notes.
yeah, exactly. So, but I'll tell you this much: everybody that say probably with you, any that took their time to come on the show was great.
Did you ever get handed these are the questions we want you to ask? Kind of thing.
You know, that's and this one I will not name names.
Well, dang it!
I know, exactly. But I've gotten where somebody says, "Could I have the questions for that?" And I'm like, "Well, back in school, I didn't say that to the teacher." You know, type of thing. So that's awkward. But again, maybe I kind of see it like before I was doing this interview with you guys today. It was like. Last week, I'm thinking maybe I should ask them a question with that. But no, you want that natural response.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. People think I'm a journalist. I'm not a journalist, but over the years, I've learned that if I ask that question twice, the second one is not nearly as good as the first.
Right.
Okay, you can sense it in the room.
Feel it. Yep.
I don't encourage it. My people do. If they do, that's fine. But if you want that natural response, and definitely if you listen to the show, you're getting it. You know, and you're getting the laughter. You get you never want to say the same joke twice. You know, all that stuff.
Yep.
Oh, well, I do that every time.
Or to the same person, I guess. Yeah.
Before we wrap this up, Jason, I just kind of want to hit on some of the events that you guys record for Kenosha Community Media as well. You go all over. There's Kenosha Community Media. When I get drunk, I can't say it.
So what events do we do at Kenosha Community Media?
You do a lot of Hawthorne Hollows, right?
Oh, the Hawthorne Hollow, the music concerts. Kenosha Civic Veterans Parade is a big one. We just
yes, that's coming up soon.
With that, we do the Kenosha Expo, which Dave Strash was on.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Dave stopped sending us that bill in the mail, too.
We're not going to pay it.
You know, I actually worked with them early on at that Channel 55 ad sales with that, and then later I think he went to the Kenosha News and with that, and then now he's the chamber. And like again, you just know him like you've known him all the time.
So what makes you pick these events to go to? Just kind of pull out of a hat?
Okay, I'll tell you that's another great thing about public access or community media is the creative control. Meaning nobody's above me saying you can't cover the expo, you can't go interview this person,
you have to go be there on this day. You have to,
you have that with that. So I cover events based on things that I've done, throughout the year or missed it. And I was like a great area is the Kenosha, Miss Kenosha Scholarship Pageant. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Joya Zamora Santarelli is just a great person all around. And she was actually Miss Wisconsin, and she came on my show as a guest. Honestly, I never saw the Miss Kenosha show before then, and I'm like, just by talking with her made me go to that event.
Oh, okay.
And she knows this. Every year after that, I've covered it in some ways, with either go down there and cover the footage or do interviews as well.
So if someone wants to check out and see what's on Kenosha Community Media, is there a guide listing or anything like that, like the times when something airs, or like?
Yeah. Yes, on the channel for listings and also on the channel itself.
Okay.
Also, we got social media. We post things periodically as well there.
So I know you can go right to the website and watch the channel live right there.
Correct.
But then you can go down and find like a list of what's coming up next, things like that.
Correct. Yeah.
If you're looking for something like, hey, you want to find out when the Ktown Connects podcast is on or anything else you're going to air.
Right.
Dr. Destruction's pretty popular on there.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, there's a lot. Again, no competition. There's Ralph Pearl's Creature Features. It used to be Dudger's Dark Classic.
Rest in peace, Dudger,
he passed away. And but his now it's the Storm Electric that took it over, and then the Hex and Arcane.
Those girls,
yeah, with that as well. So yes, Dr. Destruction has definitely helped us along the way, but also created these other shows that came too. So bringing that community together, and so that's a popular one too.
Do you have any other popular regular shows that come around?
Yeah, and here's the thing: I hate to say if I missed any, but okay. So we have Music with Pete has been a regular for again a long time.
Yep.
Covers music events. There's Fun with Dave and Carol's show, and these are books which Carol Moresi and Dave Moresi have been around a long time as well. Funny Guys with Glenn Kelly.
That was a classic.
Yes, he's very creative. You can't get any more creative than Glenn. He just does. He did this Tootsie.
Glenn told me an interesting story about Ralph that I can't say on the podcast.
Oh, okay. There's probably a number of ones. But again, I'm going through the schedule in my mind with that. But I think anyone that's been either created a program, either been a guest at a show, or either submitted something on the bulletin board, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are terrific, and I hope to keep continuing public access and community media, and served on the board of directors as well.
By the way, that brings up to the last question. Who is your favorite board member on KCM?
It's Mr. Donny Stancato.
Oh, thank you. Nice plug for myself.
There you go.
Thank you, Jason.
Well,
I didn't have a gun to his head when I asked him that question.
well, and there was a quote with Orson Welles where he says 10% is movie making and 90% is the other than that, and that's kind of with me too as well. It's like, yes, we talked about all this consumption of media tools and technology, but after that, it's you got to meet with these event or organizers.
Yep.
I have monthly board of directors meetings.
Yep.
When I just did the Holocaust Remembrance Day, so there must have been 4 or 5 months of pre-meeting, especially when we had COVID with the virtual meetings, virtual stuff. Bottom line, just thank you to the Kenosha community.
All right, well, with that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with our Kenosha Connects.
Oh, that's right.
What's that delicious smell?
Well, it must be Hydn Cheese.
The one thing we all need in Wisconsin is more cheese options.
And at Hydn Cheese, they have taken the art of grilled cheese to amazing and delectable levels.
Hydn Cheese can be found all over the Kenosha area, including Carthage College, Milligers Market in Racine, and most of the summer festivals around town.
Be sure to like them on Facebook to find out where to pick up one of their fantastic sandwiches and soups.
Aaron Hunzinger of AHDidIt is a local industrial artist who specializes in lighting creations, custom furniture, and much more.
Each piece he creates is a one-of-a-kind, guaranteed to never be duplicated, and is handcrafted with extensive care and imagination.
Wow, no project is too big or too small.
For more, find Aaron on social media under AHDidIt, all one word. And we're back from that break.
And what a break it was.
And you know what time it is?
What time is it now, Donny?
I believe it's the time for Kenosha Connects.
That's right, and Kenosha Connects is brought to you by Union Park Tavern. Hey, Donny, this Friday, get on down to Union Park Tavern after you listen to the Ktown Connects podcast. They're located at 4520 8th Avenue, and try their famous fish fry, voted best in Kenosha for the last decade.
Wow.
But wait, that's not all.
That's not it?
Union Park serves up great food every day.
No.
Including their 9 a.m. weekend brunches.
Wow.
And
what?
They offer plenty of entertainment. Live music, trivia night, karaoke night, and, get this, more.
Wow, more?
That's right, Donnie.
Oh.
Be sure to check out their fabulous beer garden.
I will, because it's spring is here.
That's Union Park Tavern, 4520 8th Avenue.
I'm going to get down there and have a beer with Angie and Ben.
Yay!
Yeah, she's very excited about that.
So we're going to do some Kenosha Connects here with Jason Rimkus of Kenosha Community Media.
All right, what was the last great meal you had in Kenosha? Where does Jason Rimkus go out to eat at?
Well, I love is Luigi's a sponsor of the show?
Yeah, but you know, you're not obligated.
No,
to
but
say that.
seriously,
We mentioned them earlier.
Luigi's is a great. They serve great pizza.
He was heartbroken when he realized they were closed
I
today.
know, yeah.
But Luigi's Pizzas is great.
Yeah, it really is.
How about, when's the last time you rode the streetcar?
Ooh.
I did more coverage. I think when it first opened, I did it as a visitor or however you want to call it. Paid.
Check it out. Yeah, you gotta check it out.
Checking it out. But Lou Regani did a great he did. It was for like a haunted bus around the Halloween time.
Oh, cool!
And they decorated it, and he was on there, and he said this like spooky story, and that's just it was so. And you know how good he is telling story, and he nailed it. He was like some sort of. He even had the streetcar number on the other car, and it was really good. So that. I'd say that when I really enjoyed it was the last time I was there. But I do cover when they have the Santa Day.
Streetcar Day in September?
In December, yeah.
September, right?
December. I'm sorry, with Santa on it.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
With the lighting of the tree. That's another event that I cover every year.
Yeah, that's a great event down there, yeah.
You're going to get Lou Regani to do some stuff for KCM.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, well. Okay, speaking of events, what is your favorite Kenosha event? You know, maybe not working, filming, just going to.
Well, I'm glad that Taste of Wisconsin's back.
Yes, thank goodness.
I mean, talk about packed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's those events. I think as of right now, and there's every event that they hold downtown.
It's great.
Just absolutely like such
Taste is put up so well. They have the 4 stages, like 5 actually. Like all the beer tents everywhere. Food is everywhere. You just walk around. If you don't like one band, go around the corners. There'll be another band playing over there. It's
how much is admission?
yeah, it's free.
How much is parking?
Yep.
Free.
Come on down.
Can't beat that.
Bring,
You really
bring them
can't.
on down.
I'm so glad they're coming back after their hiatus for not a year. Their 0-year
The
hiatus.
wannabe hiatus. The wannabe hiatus.
I think they did that just to build up, more talk. Like they needed it. Like they needed any more promotion. Who is your all-time favorite famous Kenosian?
Well, they just again maybe that pops again. The head is Mark Ruffalo at the moment. Okay, there's we talked about Al Molinaro and the statues. I'm for that statue. Or any statue of someone that's gone on of importance to do it. But
in our bonus show, we talked about the Al Molinaro statue being planned in front of the Port Beverage House in downtown Kenosha. For our listeners who do not subscribe to our
That's where you
Patreon.
should subscribe.
So you didn't answer the question. Who's your favorite, though?
So who's my favorite?
Yeah.
Well, but again, these local. I like what you do with the show with these local personalities. Like when you said famous person, I thought because we were talking about Lou Regani, I was like Lou Regani, that type of thing. Just because they have as much talent in this city as they do there. But okay, to answer your question, for right now, I'll just go with Mark Ruffalo.
Okay, mine's like Bert Ira Gordon.
Yeah. Oh, they did. The public
Recently
museum,
passed,
the Kenosha Public Museum did a great thing showing movie posters and retro posters.
Those are great.
And Bird Eye Gordon was on a lot of them.
He did all these cheesy horror movies back in the day.
He just passed away.
Like at least 100 he was. He was old as dirt.
Did he do Empire of the Ants?
I'm not positive. I know he did the Gigantic Woman.
Yeah.
Which now closed Kenosha business do you wish you could bring back?
A clothing store?
No, which now closed.
Well, now closed.
Any business in Kenosha that was closed now, that you could bring back, which one would you pick?
Would Roosevelt be a business?
Yeah, Roosevelt Theater.
I'm bringing it back like in a heartbeat.
Yeah. All right, what is your favorite show in WLIP?
Oh, you know what I forgot to mention is that...
Don't tell me it's that new 2 o'clock show that replaced Lou Regani.
No, I haven't. It's that Lenny Palmer who you had on your show.
Lenny's been on the show
on Channel 55. He had a TV show, call-in show. Was it Call Lenny or something?
Yeah.
And I worked on that show.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. And they had the community Yes.
Was he that grumpy back then too?
Not behind the scenes. But again, he'd come in, do the show, and then leave. I guess I go with that as far as with,
Okay. In which Kenosha bar or restaurant do you think you spend the most money at in your life?
the Kenosha Sunnyside.
Sunnyside. Yep,
Yeah,
the South
Sider.
Sider. Yep.
I know.
Those purple Urkels, is that what they were called there?
And Steve Casey would agree with me on that.
Yeah, he lives right up the road from there.
Yeah.
All right, last one, Jason. Big Star or the Spot?
I know where this is going, too. I'll bet you I know the answer to this one.
It's like bowling.
Yeah.
The Spot.
Of course.
There we go. Well, that was the Kenosha Connects, and that's brought to you by Union Park Tavern.
Thank you so much, Angie and Ben, for supporting our show.
Thank you so much.
What time is it now, Donny?
Oh, well, it's trivia time, and
That's right.
trivia is brought to you by The Lettering Machine. The Lettering Machine is located at 725 50th Street. They can customize almost anything. Gifts, uniforms, school apparel, office attire,
Wow.
accessories.
Wow.
You name it, they can do it. Also, check out their online novelty shop at theletteringmachine.com as they have some awesome ready-made designs just for you.
Oh my
Go
gosh.
check out that website now. Say hi to Tina and
Right
Dave.
now? Okay, hold on. Let me
Well,
pause this.
after the episode.
Okay, all right.
All right, Jason, you ready for a little trivia?
Sure.
All right, so it's going to be our guest, Jason Rimkus, against Donny. And we have 3 questions for each of you. Now, Jason, you work in TV, and you grew up with some TV when you were a kid. So we're going to look at some of the greatest TV shows.
I like this. I like
okay.
where it's
All right.
going.
I'm going to give you a description of a TV show, and you need to tell me the name of the show.
Okay, very good.
Easy enough.
I don't know how I'll do, but
You'll do just fine.
It sounds fun.
So we're going to start with you, Jason, because I kind of know what it's like. Here's a description. You just have to name the show. The boss, a.k.a. the big guy, decides to take a more hands-on managerial approach by doing the greatest Thanksgiving promotion in radio history, dropping live turkeys from a helicopter. Can you name that show?
was that the theme of the episode or the theme of the show?
That's just that's one episode description I'm giving.
I hate to say it, I've never seen that episode.
What's W-I...
Or WKRP. Oh,
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
No.
oh, I love that episode. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's a great show. I mean, the
Classic episode.
Yes.
Classic episode. All right. So I'll give him a half point for that.
Okay.
yeah, thanks.
Donnie, your
I'm
turn.
ready. Oh, boy.
Give Donnie the harder ones. So Donnie, this is one that you better get, okay? Awakening in a surreal hospital after being hit by a car, a comatose agent struggles to wake herself up before her organ donor card is acted upon.
X-Files.
Yes, The X-Files.
Hey,
My favorite show of all time ever.
I took one from like the new people. I was trying to
Oh,
confuse
with
you.
season 9?
Yeah, Reyes is the
Oh,
agent.
yeah, Agent Reyes. Yeah, that season sucked.
That's what I was trying to get you on that. I wanted to have you be wrong on your favorite show of all time.
Nope.
Wow, so 1 to 1.5.
All right. Jason.
Jason, you're going to get this one now.
Okay.
3 Korean War medical doctors are sent to the frontline aid station that is short-staffed and under heavy fire.
MASH?
You got it.
Hey.
There you go.
My second favorite show.
All right. Donnie?
All right.
A promiscuous senior woman begins dating a cattle rancher who wants to marry her and have children with her, despite her age. He tells her about in vitro fertilization and the process would require an egg donor. A promiscuous senior woman.
The Ranch.
No, you're supposed to say the Golden Girls. That's your, but you have been wrong because it's the Golden Palace, the spin-off of the Golden Girls.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I was like trying to trick you into saying the Golden Girls.
Okay,
I
yeah. All
didn't
right.
know.
All right, Jason. Last one here.
Who starred in that spinoff?
Everyone but B. Arthur.
Oh, wow, I did not know that.
She didn't want to be in it, so the other girl, they went and bought a hotel called the Golden Palace.
It must have been short-lived.
Oh, yeah.
They usually are.
That's I was just trying to catch him on
Was
that.
that
but
Three's Company spinoff? What was that one?
Three's a Crowd.
Oh, yeah. You know, that's a whole. If you want to spin off this show and do like trivia on
Yeah,
TV show,
yeah.
that would work.
All right, Jason, last one for you. Let's see if you can get the third one right here. After one of them is caught masturbating by his mother, 4 friends devise a contest to see who can go the longest without pleasuring themselves.
I'm thinking Weird Science
TV show.
TV show. Jeez. Again, it's not.
Oh.
I hate to say this. Like I said, what can we say? 70s, 80s, 90s.
90s.
Friends.
No, Seinfeld. You guys weren't Seinfeld. That was a classic episode.
See if you said the pirate shirt or
George gets caught jerking off by his mom, and so they all decide they're going to have a bet to see who can not.
Okay.
That's a classic one.
Huh. We should do a script reading of that episode.
Yeah, sounds great. Donnie, here's your last one. If you get this one, you can take the lead.
See, which I predicted.
Donnie.
Yep.
An intelligence officer pursues a master of disguise known as the Chameleon, who has stolen a secret jetpack from the military. This one's really hard.
Hawaii 5-0.
I'll give you a hint. It's 80s.
Miami Vice.
Oh, no, you're close. Knight Rider. The intelligence officer was Michael Knight.
Okay.
So, Jason, you win trivia. Barely, but you win.
Oh,
You guys did poorly.
Congratulations.
I know.
Our people at home are like, oh, you guys don't know this?
Jason's stunned right now.
Jake's at home. Come on, guys. Even I know that.
Well, Jason, for winning trivia, you get a Ktown Connects t-shirt courtesy of the lettering machine. Thank you, lettering machine.
We
Thank you
expect to
so
see you
much.
wearing it next time you're doing the Just Talk.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
That's right. That's
absolutely.
right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Jason. It was fun. It was fun.
It was a blast.
And Kenosha Community Media, you can find them on Spectrum Channel 14 and the streaming app on the Roku, KenoshaMedia.org, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And you can also just pop into the hub, say hi to Jason at 7979 38th Avenue inside the Southside Library.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to follow the Ktown Connects podcast on all those social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Give us a review, 5 stars, all that fun stuff.
Please do. We need it. Also, you know what? Jason, I don't know if you know this, but you can find the Ktown Connects podcast on Spectrum Channel 14 on the Kenosha Community Media streaming channel on the Roku box every Wednesday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 5 p.m.
Oh, your voice is going. So we'd like to thank our Patreon subscriber of the week. That is Kevin Irvin. So
Hey,
thanks, Kevin,
Kevin.
for being a Patreon supporter. Thank you so much. And if you want to be a supporter, just get on ktownconnects.com. You find a quick link right there.
Yep.
Speaking of people who love us and give us money, we have to thank our sponsors, including AHDidIt, Aaron Hunzinger.
Roar, roar.la.
We Roar.
Roar. We roar.la.
Lucci's Grandview.
Hydn Cheese.
Shannyn Franklin of ReMax Real.
Wink Beauty Boutique.
Frank's Diner.
Union Park Tavern.
Public Craft Brewing
And
Company.
of course, Luigi's Pizza Kitchen.
Of course.
What a great episode. Thank you so much once again, Jason. Wow.
So you didn't think you'd have anything to talk about for...
Yeah, I know. It flew by, didn't it, Jason?
The hour just flew by.
I mean, that was a great time.
Absolutely, this was great.
Thank you so much for being here, Jason.
Yeah,
We had a
and we
great
appreciate
time.
everything you do for the community.
All right.
But
The
Donnie-
Kenosha community.
Donnie, I got to ask you a question.
Please
here, though.
do.
What are we doing here?
We are connecting Kenosha.
Kenosha, that great big